I'm giving this message.
Watabolika. Ní ọkàn tó pera rẹ̀ ní Oli Marcus Tibetan.
To this very person that named himself Prophet Marcus Tibetan.
Welcome once again to this channel. If you have been subscribed to this channel, you probably must have heard, seen, and watched analysis on a man known as the Nostradamus of our time. It's called Prophet Marcus Tibetan. And I'll also be introducing to you Prophet Ezekiel or Dead Doing. He said God gave him a message to Prophet Marcus Tibetan. And in this message, he said that Prophet Marcus Tibetan has destroyed a lot of lives with the power, or let us say the gift that he has, and that God is about to visit him. That oftentimes this prophet will point out the sins of others whilst covering his own. I think it's better you listen to what he has to say for yourselves. And we will talk more. We will break down this prophecy message to Prophet Marcus Tibetan. Till today, we've not heard any update about a young man who used to be who brought out Prophet Marcus Tibetan on social media. It used to be the media, I'm not going to say hate anyway. It's called Asabe, Benga Asabe. We heard that he was arrested. I don't know if I'm going to use the word kidnapped by some unruly police officer. The allegation is this: he interviewed a man called Elewegbo who spoke about his experience in the shrine of or temple of Guru Maharaji. Anyway, let us listen to this man speak and we will talk more.
Lest I become an unprofitable servant, I'm going to give this message out. For it is now the 7th time that I'm giving this message repeatedly. This is the letter. Thus hear the Lord, the servant. You are giving birth in this filthy journey, which is called light. See the Lord. The very foundation of blemishness. You are being taught to be a prophet from the beginning. And also, then authority is given into their mouth. And this very authority, as you like, you are using it. If you like, you fall off. If you like, you rend apart. Use this authority that we see that will question you. I've come as the mighty one. And I look into this very virtue. It has killed. And also, it's not winning souls for me. For I met a garment on you. And this very garment, which is very stained. And by yourself, You are calling
Ṣùgbọ́n ìwọ
on the
gan,
sinners.
o kò mọ̀ ní
You are
iwájú
holding the sinners,
Ọlọ́run.
but you yourself, you know him not. Say the
Wọ́n
Lord.
sì ń dàyàmọ̀ káyìlìbò. Ní ọ̀pọ̀ ìgbà,
Many a times,
ó wú pé
you said,
mo mọ ènìyàn
you
ṣìnà
know it, man.
ó ń fi owó ọlá gbé àwọn ènìyàn lójú.
Then
Mo dé
you
fún
began to
ìwúlò
trample
Ọlọ́run.
upon men and you shit them. I've
Wàá sì
come
ń dàyàmọ̀
for
káyìlìbò.
revenge, said the Lord.
Káyìlìbò sì ń dábò oníkù. Mo jí olóyìnbá káyìlìbò.
I am faithful.
Sì dáyàmọ̀. Mo jí aláàánú.
I am merciful as well.
Báyìí ní olórí.
Thus said the Lord.
Wò ó.
Behold it,
Sì dáyàmọ̀. Ẹni tó tẹ̀lé wà táyàmọ̀.
ye that you followed
Ní inú ìjọ.
in that very church
Bí a bí ọ sí.
in which you are giving
Mo
birth
ní
to.
ẹ̀gbin ní èyí
I say this one is still as feedy as well.
Káyìlìbò. Wọ́n sì ń dàyàmọ̀ káyìlìbò. Wà yìlìbò. Wà káyìlìbò. Wà sì ń dàyàmọ̀ káyìlìbò. Wọ́n sẹ́yìn.
There is very authority
Ọjọ́bọ̀ ní ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀.
he has bring down many a time.
Mo ní wà táyàmọ̀.
I said,
Ó fi àṣẹ yìí.
you use this
Pẹ̀lú
authority
àwọn àyànfẹ́ mi sí ìrìbò.
even to stumble upon my beloved. For this reason, I have come to withdraw that authority from you. Say the Lord.
Wà táyàmọ̀. Wà sí ń dàyàmọ̀ káyìlìbò. Sì ń dàyàmọ̀. Táni ènìyàn.
Who is man?
Tí mú Ọlọ́run rẹ̀ lékè ní
That
Ọlọ́run.
old is God a
Èmi
liar.
ní Ọlọ́run ìpìlẹ̀.
I am the God of the foundation.
Dàyàmọ̀. Òun mú ọjọ́ ikú
I choose
fún àwọn tí èmi kò pa.
the day, you choose the day of death to those attacking, and you bring
Kí
authority
àwọn ènìyàn yìí dànù.
even to ban these
Ṣáájú
people,
ọjọ́ àkókò.
even before their day.
Sì dàyàmọ̀. Káyìlìbò. Ọ̀n bà á jẹ́ bó ṣe wù
You
ọ́.
destroyed as you
Oh, we
like
were-
it, and you
Ó ń ṣe
said,
ìfẹ́ mi.
you are doing my will.
Èmi ní
I,
ẹlẹ́dàá ohun gbogbo. Yọ̀ọ́lá.
the head of all things,
Wọ́n sì ń
said
dàyàmọ̀
the Lord.
káyìlìbò. Ó wí. Ní àkókò. Tí èmi
Said,
kò fọ́hùn.
at the
Wà
very
tábù
time
níkà.
I speak not.
Èmi rẹ̀. Ọ̀pọ̀ sí ọ.
See many to you,
Péréte.
few
Lára wọn.
among them
Ó jíṣẹ́.
gave the message,
Ọ̀pọ̀ sálọ.
and many flee.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ sì ni
And also
lára àwọn
among
tí wọ́n jíṣẹ́ káyìlìbò.
those that give the message,
Ọ̀pọ̀ kàìdín nínú iyọ̀. Sí ìrìbò.
many also meet with that water will.
Káyìlìbò. Mo wù ọ́.
Then I look
Ṣáájú àkókò.
to you before
Ó
time,
ronúkúwàdà.
which you are going to repent.
Ó kò ronúkúwàdà.
And I look, see,
Mo dé.
you repent not.
Wà táyàmọ̀.
I've come
Káyìlìbò. Láti mú àbẹ̀wò náà wá. Wà sí ń dáyàmọ̀.
to bring
Káyìlìbò sì ń dábò oníkù.
a judgment
Wà
upon
tábò
you.
níkà. Wà sí ń dáyàmọ̀ káyìlìbò. Báyìí ló dé.
Thus said the Lord.
Bó o bá kọ̀.
If you refuse
Tó ronúkúwàdà.
to repent,
Káyìlìbò. Sì ń dáyàmọ̀. Wọ́n yà ọgbà rẹ pátápátá.
then
Káyìlìbò sì ń
I'm
dábò
going to
oníkù.
rend apart your tent.
Wà tábò níkà. Bẹ́ẹ̀ sì ni.
And also,
Wọ́n béèrè.
I will ask,
Ohun tí mo fọ́ Káyìlìbò.
demand from you that which
Èmi ní ẹlẹ́dàá
I
gbogbo.
gave unto you. I am
What
the
the
creator of
Yamasi
all
now?
things.
Wata bolika. Wasinda boliku. Wakailibo. Tèmi ní orí ìjìnlẹ̀. Ní ọ̀nà.
Mine is mystery.
Wata
said the Lord.
bolika. Wò.
Behold it,
Káyìlìbò. Mo gbàgbọ́dá lọ́wọ́ ìgbìmọ̀ náà. Ṣìrìbò.
I see the
Wata
power
bolika.
from that
Káyìlìbò.
council.
Ìdáyàmọ̀. Mo gbé.
Then I say,
Títí àkókò.
even
Tó
until
olúgbàdà.
you are going to
Ọdún
repent,
gbogbo dúró náà.
I suspend everything, said the Lord.
Kúbà ṣìrìbò. Kúbà ṣìrìbò. Nítorí pé.
For
Àtàyàmọ̀. Iṣẹ́ rẹ kò pé mi.
your words is unprofitable unto me, said the Lord.
Wata bolika. Wasinda boliku. Wakailibo. Sindayama kailibo. Ọ̀nà rẹ kò jèrè fún èmi ẹlẹ́dàá.
And your ways winneth no soul for
Sindayama.
me.
O kò wá rẹ̀ ìwé ènìyàn
Then have I not seen, sent people into the
láti
world,
jèrè
even to win souls,
fún èmi ẹlẹ́dàá.
to bring profit unto me, their creator. Have I not sent you before you as to be perfect?
Tí ń kígbe ní
The
aginjù.
voice of one cried in the wilderness, make straight the way of the Lord.
Wasindayama kailibo. Wata bolika. Tí gbogbo agbára
All pass,
àti ipá
and the might,
àti àṣẹ.
and also the authority, and the gifts
Ọbẹ̀
is
lọ́wọ́ èmi ẹlẹ́dàá.
in the hands of me, the creator, said the Lord.
Wata bolika. Kailibo sindayama. Watayama. Mo fi àmì sílẹ̀.
I also put a sign that for you to know I have spoken.
Wata bolika. Mo sọ̀rọ̀.
I have spoken,
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni,
and
mo ti ọ̀rọ̀ mi lẹ́yìn.
then I back up to my word.
Ndéboliku. Wàsíndéboliku. Watayama sinema. Kailimo sinaboniku. Emini. Anything
I am that I am. If you repent, I am ready to receive you. And if you refuse not, then I pass by you. And I say the door is locked. Shalom. I am the creator of all things.
Welcome back. Prophet Marcus is a man that a lot of people will say controversial. And most times, clerics, particularly those that are prophets, will say prophets are born to be controversial. Prophets are not babysitters. Prophets are not born to color words. Prophets are born to speak and say it without fear. They have been given power to protect themselves and also to speak and to condemn and to outrightly put an end to any form of physical or spiritual attacks, even though majority of them they still go around with mobile police officers. But that is not the case of Prophet Marcus Tibetan. White garment churches are not like Pentecostal churches. Pentecostal churches have won the hearts of many people that would have been in white garment churches. And this is probably the reason why Prophet Marcus Tibetan oftentimes speak against the daddy geos of the big Pentecostal churches. He said their practice and way of life is not in accordance to the will of God. And here we have a self-acclaimed prophet also. He is saying that the judgment of God is right at the door of Prophet Marcus Tibetan due to the many alleged atrocities that he has committed using the power that he got, even though everything that he got was through filth. Now, what does that mean? Simply put, in sin did our mom and our father put us into this world. So all I've said, that's just what that means. I was trying to understand if he was saying that Prophet Marcus Tibetan is not of God, that God did not anoint him, or he has not been gifted. I wanted to understand that part of it. But from what I could deduct from all that he's saying is that Prophet Marcus Tibetan misused and dabbled into some kind of practices that God is not into. Maybe somehow he sought for some spiritual assistance and powers to oppress, to attack, and to do for him things that he wants. So definitely his hands are stained somehow. He said, when I saw him in the spirit, his white dress is stained, it's yellowish, and that shows dirt, that he has dirtied himself with a lot of, and like I said, he's a controversial person, and we've heard several people coming up to say this is what he did, particularly the latest of them. Analysis was done on it back to back on this channel, where blogger Benga Asabe, that we do not know the update about him presently. He did interview a young man who said Prophet Marcus Tibetan is diabolic. Prophet Marcus Tibetan duped him, manipulated him, and took millions of naira off him. Until date, Prophet Marcus Tibetan has not returned the money. They kept on bouncing him back and forth. Go and take it from the woman that you gave it to, and that the land was bought from. The land is still there if you want the land. But I just cannot understand what really happened. But there is a thin line between spiritual manipulation and foolishness. At times you fall into certain things and you are like, wait, was I manipulated spiritually, or I fell into it foolishly because I believed so much in that individual? That's why I say it's a thin line. You will never know if you are foolish, you went into it foolishly, or a spell was casted or used on you. So this young man said he lost a lot of money, millions of naira, he bought acres, or is it hectare or acres of land without seeing that land, without any documentation to show. He just kept sending money to the prophet via bank transfer. So he has evidence of it, of the money that he paid. And the prophet said the money is here. And we also heard stories of the prophet trying to introduce his daughter that lives in Dublin, Ireland, to the young man so that he can get himself over there and get married to the daughter. But none of these things worked. I don't know. Everything became muddled up somehow. And he's afraid to take the case to the court. He said Prophet Marcus Tibetan and many of these people, he said Prophet Marcus, let's focus on Prophet Marcus, that he has some, spiritual work, as they call it, spiritual works that he can do to make sure that the case is extended forever and ever, meaning he will not get justice. So he's afraid of this. He said he can barely eat, he can barely feed. It's so sad. And the fallout between Prophet Marcus and Asabe Africa TV, some say it is due to his prophecy on Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not God sent. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not the man for us. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is this. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is that. And all of a sudden, just some couple of period to the election, the prophet prophesied that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the man that God has chosen for Nigerians. And this created a little bit of, back then a lot of people didn't want Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And as Abe said, that prophet has been given properties or land, I don't know, something like that. And that is why the prophecy changed. It's a sad thing. It's a sad thing. I don't know, maybe prophet now went to beg God on behalf of Bola Tinubu, the president, I don't know. Or somehow, like when you give those deity, assorted special spirit, gin, whiskey, before maybe they serve them the local one. But now you buy Hennessy, you offer it to these spirits and they will turn around whatever it is that they said. But visions are transient. Visions are... It does not stay stable at times. So I don't know, maybe he saw it like this and later he went to check again and found out that this is what it is now. Maybe God didn't tell him anything. Maybe God did. I don't know. Maybe when he got that land, he went, like I said, and he now came and said, God said this time around. Or I don't know. It's a strange thing. Now, this makes a lot of people kind of look inwards and they're like, wait, is God really speaking through these people? Most of them say God said. I think being that they often prophesy and they say God told me, now they get used to God told me, even when God didn't tell them, even if it's their own thoughts, even if it's what they want, they put it out and say God said, because I can kind of analyze and see. I have watched and observed many of them that said God told them this, God told them this, God told them this, and they say it like this is it. They talk like they sat down with God and God spoke to them. And all of a sudden, give them 2 months, they begin to tell you something else, and you'll be wondering like, hold on, you said God told you that TB Joshua is dirty, salt is power from the kingdom of darkness. Then later, you come to say God told you. And I'm wondering which God is speaking to them. God is not the author of confusion, and you find most of this display among prophets who deliver end of the year or the beginning of the year prophecy. At times you wonder which God is speaking to them. Which God is speaking to them. I don't know if there is a blanket prophecy. Maybe the prophecy is to certain people. They'll say, God said this year, 2023, this year, 2024, there's going to be this. Maybe they are saying there will be this in certain parts. They say we see in parts, we prophesy in part. Maybe that's the part that God showed to that person, the part that God showed to the other person, that kind of thing. It's confusing at times, So what do you think about what this prophet just said about? Thank God we got the translation in English so everyone understands what is being said. Drop your comment about this one. Drop your comment. See you in the next update.